How's it going? I kind of forgot that this trailer was coming out. I was just in the middle of eating dinner when it dropped, and that was less than 13 minutes ago, I believe, right? This is the Mortenax Blade character trailer. I wonder how spoilery this is probably going to be, considering that he's not going to unlock this form probably until after the events of the story mode that we haven't gotten to yet. But then again, like Silverwolf's trailer didn't end up being very spoilery, so who knows? Just a reminder that if you want to see more content like this on the channel, I do have a playlist. And we won't be pulling for Mortenax Blade, because there's a Yao Guang rerun, and we're going to be pulling for Yao Guang. And then anything we have left over after Yao Guang, I'll probably dump towards Cyrene in the Phase 2 banners. But, yeah, that's stuff to look forward to. And if I haven't mentioned it already, then you should go join my Discord. It's where I let people know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. And hopefully, I'm kind of swamped with editing. This is going to probably take priority because it's more timely. So I'll probably edit this out in like the next 30 or 40 minutes and have it uploaded on the channel within the next 30 to 40 minutes. But if we have a lot to say about the trailer, that could end up being wrong. Because sometimes when I have a lot to say about these trailers, like this is only 1:48, which is like one of the shorter lengths for some of these trailers. So this is probably going to be about an 18-minute reaction, if it's going to have a lot to talk about. Because let's just talk for a minute. Evanesia's trailer was really good. I had a lot to say about that trailer, and we had to look at many parts of it frame by frame just to be able to talk about all of the stuff that was in that trailer. But it got a lot of backlash for being bad, because she's not the anniversary character. It's like, it was a good trailer. If you want to see a bad trailer, go back and watch some of the 1.0 trailers, like Don Hung and Baiba de Lune was a bad trailer. Okay, now that I've got that off my chest, let's just move into this trailer proper. Let's start with the description. Mortenax Blade character trailer, Nirvana. One craftsman, one departed soul, one new blade. Get it? Because he's called Blade. And Damon Mills, who does not get enough credit for the role of Blade, in my opinion. Amazing amount of range from Damon Mills. Alright, without further ado, let's just start reacting. Oh! It's all futile. Oh, is this Shuhu's voice? This is the first time we've heard Shuhu. They're not credited in the VA credits. I don't know if I'd want to be a piece of scrap metal. Whoa! Oh, he's fighting himself. We got the Lycoris, or the red spider lily flower imagery that was from Blade's previous trailer. Mortenax Blade, tempered something. He's still covered in bandage. Ooh, there's writing on the bandages now. And stabbed in the heart with the sword, and the sword goes in him. I was talking about this with a buddy of mine recently, and it's kind of funny. Blade's image has gone through quite a few evolutions through the story of Star Rail. He started out as an edgelord, then he became a girl dad, then he kind of became a zero fucks given kind of guy, and now he's turning into an edgelord again. Is this brand management? Oh! Oh, we're gonna have to look at that real quick. Okay, so we have some stuff to talk about. So let's go, instead of going back to the beginning and trying to break down the analysis from the beginning to end, let's start at the end and work our way back. So we have Silverwolf, Kafka, not physically here in Blade, so this is obviously still Plain Arcadia. I believe this might be either Dovebrook or Seafeld. I think that might be Pearlix Tower right there, if it is Dovebrook. Or maybe this is just Duo Mansion City and it's raining all of a sudden. Or maybe this is a new location that we're going to get to go see in version 4.3, which is going to go live in like 2 or 3 days. Which reminds me that I only recently did the CosmicCon Roll-On Again event. I recorded that yesterday, so it's on my backlog of things to edit. I still need to finish editing Act 10 of Genshin Impact's Song of the Wilken Moon, so I have a lot on my plate. I have about like 7 hours of footage to sift through before I have everything ready to go. But that's a little bit distracting. We can talk about that later. So I believe this is his ultimate that we see him using against this statue right here. All the blades channel in for one big slash. That's his ultimate. I don't know what he's fighting here. Are these Mara Struck? Yeah, these are Mara Struck that he's fighting here. And some Sanctus Medicus people. And then that transitions into his ult. So we get a few shots of Yingxing here with the white hair before he became Blade. This is him ripping out a Corolla, which this might be Shuhu's flesh right here. Which might be, we see these like strands and this kaleidoscopic effect with the sword and the forging. So this could be like an homage or symbolic of how he became Blade after ripping up the Shuhu's flesh and that thingy he did with Donfeng. And then we see a bunch of, what are these? Are these Sanctus Medicus or Mara Struck that are reaching out to him as he's forging this hammer thing? Hard to tell. He is a blacksmith. It's kind of worth mentioning that his red outfit is somewhat reminiscent of the uniforms of the Artisanship Commission people, because he was a forge master on the Zhuming, if I remember correctly in his backstory. So it's actually nice that we actually see him get to forge something in a trailer, because outside of like one CG we've gotten of him in like recent trailer in like, what was it, 4.2, towards the end, we got a trailer of him shirtless with a hammer about to swing down. We haven't really seen him forge all that much as somebody that is supposedly good at forging. Hammer down. I used to play Overwatch. So we see these licorice flowers everywhere, which are pretty reminiscent of Blade. He has them in his ult animation for his base form, as well as his other trailer. And this shot of him getting stabbed through and a flower sprouting out of him is kind of reminiscent of that Mappa trailer that we got not too long ago. Because there's a scene of him getting stabbed right in the chest with a sword, and then a flower starts growing out of his back, although this time it's growing out of his front. And it is interesting that he seems to be fighting his, I guess would be his past self at this point, if we're following Mortenax Blade here as our protagonist from the POV of this trailer. So he is moving forward. And then, again, I talked about this at the beginning of the trailer. It's all futile. He seems to be holding the flower or the Corolla here. So it seems to be that he is talking or conversing with Shuhu, or who I assume is Shuhu, at the beginning of this trailer, before the voice fades completely. Which is probably more so because we see the abundance, the little flowers growing off of his body. And he's like on this weird pedestal thing. I don't know what this hand is supposed to be with the drop of blood. But this is honestly a very interesting story. And then we transition to this weird mental mindscape. So yeah, Mortenax Blade. Very interesting character. We got his custom logo here at the end as we transition into it. And then the rain causes it to cool because he is very hot and fiery as a Fire Nihility character. Which reminds me, he said he was going to do some gaming with Silverwolf with his arm healed up. I don't know if his arm's healed up yet. Well, I feel like I've said all I need to say for this. This trailer was very short, and there was a whole lot condensed into it, but not a lot of stuff that I felt like I needed to go frame by frame in order to see all of it. So this will probably be a quick, maybe 20 minutes for me to edit and have it out for y'all. So, until next time, stay safe out there. Again, go join my Discord if you want to be updated on what I'm doing and when I'm doing it. I will hopefully get those videos I'm editing out in a really easy and quickened manner, but the weekend's coming up. I'm going to go back to work for the weekend, and I should have some time in the afternoons to do that. And also, I guess I have some Genshin events that I still need to play. So that's other stuff. I have a backlog of stuff. It's been busy. You take 1 week off of streaming, then all of a sudden everything becomes a backlog. Anyhow, that's all from me. Stay safe out there. Join the Discord. And I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.